You could leave life at any moment, as Marcus Aurelius once said. Let that idea shape everything you do, say, and think. Life is short. Every action, every word, should carry the weight of someone who knows time is finite. Marcus believed this wholeheartedly. I find Marcus Aurelius one of the most intriguing figures in history. While we often think that absolute power corrupts absolutely, Marcus was a clear exception. He wasn't born into royalty. Rather, he was chosen at a young age, coincidentally, the same age as Nero, to be groomed for leadership. And what does he do as soon as he attains power? He shares it with his brother. Since the first time I opened Meditations, my journey with Marcus Aurelius began, and it has completely transformed my life, just as it has shaped the lives of millions over the past 2,000 years. In today's episode, I want to share some of the most impactful lessons from the philosopher king himself, Marcus Aurelius. If you're interested in exploring the timeless values and insights he lived by, then this video is for you. Put people first. One of my favorite stories about Marcus Aurelius takes place during the Antonine Plague, a devastating pandemic that claimed the lives of millions. Rome's economy was crumbling, people were dying in the streets, and despair seemed endless. So what did Marcus Aurelius do? He walked through the imperial palace, identifying valuables to be sold. For 2 months, he sold the emperor's jewels, robes, couches, and luxurious items on the palace lawn. The message was clear: I won't put myself first. I don't need these luxuries, not while people are suffering. This is akin to a CEO taking a pay cut during a crisis, or an athlete renegotiating their contract to help the team. This is leadership rooted in sacrifice and putting others before oneself. That's what true greatness is, and it's why I admire this story about Marcus. Another path is always open. You're not trapped. Even if it feels that way, the Stoics taught that when one path is closed, another opens. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." He wasn't saying that nothing can ever block you, but rather that when one route is unavailable, other avenues remain open. You always have the opportunity to act virtuously, to practice excellence, and to adapt to circumstances. We don't control what happens to us, but we control our response. This is the core of Stoic philosophy. Even when one door shuts, another remains open. Obstacles or opposition can't stop you from being patient, forgiving, creative, or from learning and growing as a result. Take it step by step. We know what we need to do. It's the doing that's difficult. Marcus Aurelius said, "You could be good today. Instead, you choose tomorrow." We constantly postpone. I'll start the diet, write the novel, clean up, tomorrow. If information were all we needed, no one would be unhealthy or unproductive. But that's not the reality. That's why Stoicism values the discipline of action. At the end of the day, it's all about what we do, not what we say or think. What's the first step you'll take? As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, no one can stop you from taking that first step. And with each one, you move closer to completing the journey. Discard your anxiety. Recognizing and discarding your own anxiety requires profound self-awareness. During the pandemic, I noticed something. Without flights, traffic, or back-to-back meetings, you'd think my anxiety would decrease. But it didn't. I realized the anxiety wasn't about these external things. Marcus Aurelius discusses this in Meditations. He writes, "I escaped anxiety, only to correct himself. No, I discarded it, recognizing that it was internal." This was a revelation for me. Anxiety wasn't about my external circumstances, it was within me. Well begun is half done. Marcus Aurelius had a morning routine more disciplined than most of ours. He rose early, even when he didn't feel like it. He questioned, were you made to lie here or to fulfill the duties of a human being? So he would rise and sit with his journal, which became Meditations. These were his private reflections, yet they helped him prepare for the day ahead. His mantra was, concentrate like a Roman, approaching every task with focus and purpose. His morning routine set the tone for his day, proving that well begun is half done. When we start our day with intention, we set ourselves up for success. Be strict with yourself. This is self-discipline, something no one else can practice for you. In your learning and self-improvement, apply this rigor to yourself alone. Marcus Aurelius advises, tolerant with others, strict with yourself. This isn't about judging others or telling them what to do. It's about mastering your own will and actions. That's why it's called self-discipline. Don't resent people. Marcus Aurelius openly acknowledged the frustrations of dealing with others. In Meditations, he reflects on the irritations people cause, describing them as obstacles. But he also notes that obstacles present opportunities for growth, practicing patience, justice, temperance, and courage, especially in the face of opposition, was the Stoic way. This perspective allows us to use difficult interactions as stepping stones to becoming better people. Ask yourself, is this essential? We're all busy, but how much of what we do is truly necessary? Marcus Aurelius prompts us to ask, is this essential? More often than not, we're caught up in routines or obligations that don't serve us. If we were to die tomorrow, would these tasks still matter? By asking, is this essential, we eliminate the unnecessary and focus on doing fewer things better. Remember these mantras. Amor fati, don't see things as happening to you but for you. Embrace every experience as fuel for growth. As Marcus says, a fire turns everything into fuel and brightness. It's about service to others. Marcus reminds us, the fruit of this life is good character and acts for the common good. Memento mori. Remember that you could leave life at any moment. Let this awareness guide everything you do, say, and think. Life is fleeting. Live fully while you can.